Aquarius. Hello, Aquarius. Joe. Welcome back. Thank you for checking in. For those of you that don't know me, hey, I'm glad to have you here, all right? And this is a love, relationship, romance tarot reading for February 14th through the 28th, 2021. Keep in mind, time frames are not set in stone. They could vary widely or a little bit. You know, this isn't going to be for everybody, Aquarius. I can't read for the entire collective Aquarius and expect it to work with everybody that watches the video, all right? So I'm realistic, right? And I know you are. So if it's not for you, that's okay. Just leave it. There's always another message at another time that might be better for you. All right. So, let's see. We're going to pull some cards for you and your person. And we're going to see what's going on in your relationship and love life, okay? And one of these before I get to the tarot, Aquarius. All right. What's the story for you? Okay, what are we going to use? We're going to use the Gilded. All right, Aquarius. So let's see. Let's explore what's happening in your love life, your love relationship, and see what the advice is. Now, as always, I always say it's up to Spirit and the cards to bring out the message, and hopefully I can interpret that message the way it needs to be interpreted, all right? Six of Pentacles for you, Aquarius. You've been receiving some help after a difficult time. You've been receiving some help through a difficult time. You've been receiving some help prior to a difficult time. That's definitely for sure, Aquarius. Somebody has had your back and they've been very determined to see you through some hardship. They may tend to be a little too pushy, but I think that they're learning to let you, find your own way, but at the same time offering you some help in any way that they can. But I do also think that they might be feeling a little bit neglected in this relationship. And I don't think it's anything too terrible, but let's talk about it. And hey, look, we have the Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles that have come out. So there is some feeling of neglect or loneliness, abandonment, and the Ten of Swords is here too for your person. So we're going to talk about this, and I may clarify a few cards, I may not. We're going to see what comes out though. So you've been through a time of great difficulty, Aquarius, financial difficulty, I think, and I think your person has understood and been very patient with you. You know, the whole reading surrounds this Five of Cups. There's some disappointment in this relationship, and I think we need to explore that a little bit. There's some heartache or something that just hasn't been resolved. So let's talk about this. With the Six of Coins, I do feel very wholeheartedly that you and the Tower, you were going through a very difficult time. I think somebody was there to support you and help you, whether it was financially, monetarily, or it was just emotionally. They were there to help you through this difficult time. And then there's the Page of Wands here. So, but let's pull these up so you can see these here. So again, Six of Coins, you were receiving that help and the Tower through a difficult time. Tower is not always negative, but I do feel like this Tower in this reading, it was a challenging time for you. It just was a lot of things going on, and I think at times you felt like life was just becoming overwhelming. and you really just needed that moral support. You may have received some financial support too, Aquarius. And the Page of Wands. So you're trying your best to work through your situation, through your problems, and you have the King of Wands. And I think after some time, you've gained control of your circumstances. You really have taken things and turned things around. And I think you realize you couldn't have done it without your person, but I don't think that's necessarily true. I think you would have found a way to do it anyway. So, but I think maybe your person expected something in return that they're not getting. And I know that sounds kind of strange, and I'm going to explain why I say that in a minute. So they're giving, they're helping, whether it's moral support, emotional support, financial support, whatever they're doing to help you. You know, they are doing this out of true compassion. And they're trying not to be overly involved with temperance here. They're trying not to be in your business, but they might have a tendency to be a little bit overbearing. But in this, you know, I think that they really truly see you as a soulmate with the Two of Cups. And I think that maybe they expect you to reciprocate that because they were doing some things for you that they felt like there were no strings attached, but at the same time they attached their what they were doing for you as having like you were doing it without any expectation in return, but they expected in their heart for you to return with, you know, a more of an emotional commitment. I don't know. It could be maybe that they have a tinge, just a tinge of narcissism or codependency maybe, or something along those lines, where they expected that if they help you, you're going to lift them up and build them up where they feel they've fallen short, or they feel like they are lacking in their life. And so it might be like they feel not so confident, and they feel that this is how they get their this is how they get some attention from you, by helping you, and you're going to turn around and you're going to just build them up, you know. And maybe they're not feeling that coming back toward them in the way that they expected. This is a really strange way for this to come out to me, but I kind of just see this as like they look at you as a soulmate, and they're kind of incognito helping you out. I mean, you know, they're helping you out, but like their motives are a little bit incognito, and they probably don't even know themselves really. It's probably something that's really very subconscious within them, because there's some unresolved trauma, whether in this life or another life, where they feel they have to make up for something, where they feel subconsciously they lack. And so they may tend to be over giving, overly generous, and they may even force some things on you, like insist that, no, just take it, I want you to have it. But then when they don't get something in return, whether it's just emotional fulfillment or some kind of recognition, then they start to feel like they were mistreated, or they're not being validated, or something is going on with them, Aquarius. So you know, the Ten of Swords, they have this disappointment, but it's disappointment they created. I think some of the things that you've gone through, they've insisted that they help you with. And the Five of Pentacles, they feel very kind of like, hey, I gave everything to this, and you're not making me feel like how I had hoped you would make me feel. And it really isn't anything you can do to make them feel how they want to feel. This is something that they lack internally that won't allow them to feel how they want to feel, because it doesn't come from giving to others in order to receive something back. Okay, so there's just something a little bit this is kind of confusing to me, because I'm kind of like getting different things, and I'm trying to keep this under a certain time frame, but I do feel like that there is this disappointment here. You've been through the disappointment, the heartache, and that's genuine, and they're kind of disappointed and heartbroken, because they really do love and appreciate you with the Two of Cups, but they have some kind of unhealed trauma or unhealed wound where they feel like they have to like push something on somebody and say, take it, I don't want you to suffer, I don't want you to have this problem or that problem, and I insist. And so they kind of saw you through a difficult time, and you get through that difficult time and you're still there for them, but they, for some reason, they don't feel quite validated enough. All right, so I'm not going to ramble on and on about this, okay? But that's just how I see the cards coming out, and those are the messages I get. So you have a blessing for solace and hope. This is a spirit guide message. Okay, this is a Celtic blessing, and what's coming out in that is saying that, you know, you may have gone through a difficult time, and then you finally think you're at the end of the road, but your person is kind of causing some waves, and so there's like this disappointment where I thought that I was through this, and now I got to deal with this kind of like immaturity or something going on. So it's something to that, but they're saying to you that remember, receive your blessing, because you have your hope is what's going to create, you know, the better days, the better times. You're going to transcend any last little things that are going on in your life, and you're going to realize that hope is going to manifest into, you know, something tangible. And so that blessing is upon you right now, and you're doubly blessed because you have the blessed card here also. So you do have a big blessing on your life right now. Take advantage of that blessing, and that doesn't mean take advantage of it you know, this is a license to do whatever you want and you escape karma, but this is saying take advantage of those blessings and ask for more than you normally would, because I do believe you will receive that, Aquarius. And then a leg up. This all just talks about the helping hand you received at this time, but I feel like your person is just a little bit immature and a little bit lost, and so there's some things that just have to be dealt with. And I do feel that you know, I do want to pull some cards for the outcome, because I kind of feel like that they may not they may have a hard time coming around, you know. I don't know. Let's see. Well, so we're going to take those because those all jumped out. So we have the Six of Cups, the Hermit, Judgment, the Moon. I know that's a lot of cards, but those all jumped out of that freshly shuffled deck, and so we're going to take them. You know, they want a commitment with you. We're going to work backwards with the Four of Wands. They want a commitment with you, and I think that they, with this here, they might actually be willing to work toward that commitment, but I do feel like they have some growing up to do. They're going to, you know, the Six of Cups is a very immature energy. This could be nostalgia. This could be looking back, but I feel like this is a need for them to grow up a little bit, and I think that maybe you are going to speak very clearly about that. And they may be willing very much with the Hermit here to try and you know, examine what they need to do to kind of get over their own things, and not to push their shortcomings on somebody else with an expectation of something in return. So there's this time that, you know, they may be maturing or trying to mature and grow up, you know, quite literally in front of you. And this is something that doesn't happen overnight. This is something that takes time. I think they get that wake-up call, though. I think they really do value you as a soulmate with the Two of Cups, and so I think that they're willing to wake up and see the truth about this. And the Moon, I feel like they have to go through some shadows. They may have to go through a dark night of the soul. They may have to go through a lot of different things. The Moon's the lesser light, and in that lesser light there's a lot of shadows, and shadows are the things that exist inside of us that we really we don't explore all the time. We really don't have that intimate understanding of those shadow aspects of ourselves quite often. And you know, the Moon in the physical, you know, it casts that lower luminescence of light, and in that it creates a lot of dark shadows, but those shadows give depth to objects. And so remember, your person's shadows give depth to their personality. So I think they have quite a bit of exploring and growing up to do, but I think they're willing to do the work to grow up, Aquarius. And I think that there's something that eventually on the end of this, you're willing and able to see that there is some commitment at hand once that happens with the Four of Wands, Aquarius. So very, very interesting reading, very kind of strange reading for me. But then again, I feel like every time I do a reading, it's strange. I don't know why I feel that way, but anyway, so if it was for you, you'll know it. You won't question it. You'll identify with it, all right? And if it was, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you're new here and it wasn't for you, that's okay. Just leave it. Can't be for everybody, but I hope you stick around and give me another chance because I promise you something will call out to you. All right, Aquarius, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.